So I lost the footage for this funny intro that I did, so I'm just gonna reenact it right now. You're gonna see a reenactment, and I'm just gonna redo all the things I did last week. Check it out. I've been betrayed. Not really. I had a shoot scheduled with a model today, but it happens. They had to cancel on me. So I have an afternoon to myself. It is laundry day. Not really. So I'm going to take my camera with me to the laundromat and get some nice photos. Taking photos at a laundromat is nothing new and revolutionary in photography. It's been done a lot. It's a thing a lot of people do, and a lot of photographers don't have a lot of money. So a lot of photographers, might need to go to a laundromat. You can expect it. So I'm gonna bring my camera and my 45mm with me. This baby right here. I'm gonna bring that with me, and we'll see what photos we can get. Hey, what a night at the laundromat, am I right? I definitely did not just close my blinds to make it look like it was night, like I just come back from the laundromat. So we'll just get into what I usually get into, which is talk about photos. This photo I am not terribly proud of. It's very minimal, very cool. There's some stuff going on the bottom, and there's a lot of cool birds up there, but it's mostly empty. Not a lot happening. I like it, but not proud of it. I'm gonna fix this lighting. What if I did this? Hello. Bright, mucho light. We're figuring the light out as we go. The second one, ooh boy, look at that texture. I feel like for a lot of these photos I took at the laundromat, I really did bump up the texture and clarity, gave it kind of a gritty feel, and I feel like that's what you get a lot of times at the laundromat. It's not the cleanest place in the world, it's a laundromat. I like this composition. Something about looking out the window from the laundromat. Not something I do, really. Look out the window. You don't really do your laundry and like stand and gaze out the window. But I thought it was a cool perspective and contrast of light from the more tungsten lights inside and the blue clouds in the sky. I really just do enjoy the look of this one. I feel like sometimes that's all you gotta say. Here's the view outside from the laundromat. I really like this one. Something about the lines that cross diagonally. Really satisfying. Those bright fluorescent light bulbs in the middle, just, I don't know, something about it makes me really excited when I see this photo. All the colors work well together, all these muted tones, and kind of the composition of the fan, and all of it is just very satisfying. I think this one is going up on my website. Last time we talked about symmetry. It's something I like a lot. I think symmetry is a fun, easy way to do stuff minimal. If you're looking for like minimalist kind of photos and colors, symmetry is a very easy place to fall. Like, oh, it's symmetric, it's simple. It makes everything simpler, which it does, but you can have some symmetry with like a lot of complexity to it, and you even kind of break the symmetry a little bit, but the idea of symmetry is still there. You've got the wires coming off of the top left side, and you've kind of got a bend to the whole structure, and that both sides of the structure aren't symmetrical like perfectly, but I think that's where symmetry sometimes does shine in photography. You get to see kind of the small details that kind of break the symmetry a little bit. Back to this one, except there are carts there now. There are clothing carts there now. Am I saying anything else? I'm also focused on the foreground instead of the background. Not really saying anything there, I don't think. It's just another photo, and that is just fine. Another idea that you can keep in mind is you don't have to go out and like super plan all the photos you take. When you're just going out, street photography, you want to just get stuff. Sometimes it's fun just relaxing to just, oh, that looks cool, take a photo. Oh, that looks cool, take a photo. A lot of the urban street photography, all that stuff is about exploration, experimenting, testing new things, and like having no plan sometimes. And that's kind of the relaxing side of photography, I find. More symmetry. This is a very nice photo though, and this is very much juxtaposed by another photo I took a little bit later. There's quite a difference you can see, and I'll put them side by side so you can see the difference. Or maybe I should flick between the two of them. Okay, we'll put them side by side now. I think there's a lot to look at. It shows you like how opening your f-stop can be a lot different, how just raising the camera, lowering the camera can make a scene quite different. And I think I prefer the first one, honestly. If I'm looking back between these two, I really had to go back and forth. It's sometimes hard to decide, but I like the lower angle. I like the clarity. The windows behind me, there was still light outside, as opposed to the second photo, it was dark outside. The sun had gone down, and you can see the I like the first one, is what I'm trying to say. Gotta get some sunset photos. Gotta get some nice dusk photos. And this one I'm clearly following the rule of thirds. Got the telephone pole on the left third, and I've got some interesting clouds, some nice textures in the middle. And then I thought, maybe I should compose it better. And I did. Look at that. Much better. Another example of, just like changing where the camera is can really change the composition a lot and find you that like perfect shot. What a nice sidewalk. We have a lot of nice converging lines in this one. Still with the grittiness I've been talking about. And additionally, I muted a lot of the saturation in all of these photos too. Kind of gave you a sense of age, a sense of maybe being like sun bleached. I really like the look of this one, especially with the contrast of like the greens and the yellows and the oranges. Very nice. And here we have I feel like this episode is all about like looking at the same thing a couple different ways, because this one also is a big like difference. If you look at the first photo I took of this one versus this photo I took of this one, very, very different. And it's the same subject, it's just a little bit later and from a different angle. Goes to show that you can kind of always come back to a subject and see it in a little bit of a different light, different angle. It can be either dramatically different, subtly different. It's also a good thought experiment too, if you plan to go take another photo of the same subject, what to do differently. That's me. What's a photographer without a few self-portraits? Saw nice mirrors in there, thought I'd take some photos. I really like the look of these mirrors too. They're cut in that way where you get some of the chromatic aberration in the mirror naturally. Like it's not through the lens, it's through the mirror and the glass. But classic, covering your face with the camera, kind of the idea of masking your identity. But yeah, so, oh, sorry. Yeah, so went to the laundromat, took some laundromat photos. It was a ton of fun. More so, I thought I wasn't gonna get any photos. I got to this laundromat and I was like, there are people here. I'm nervous. I don't wanna just be the guy who's taking photos and everybody's like, what's this guy doing? But no one cared. And worst case scenario, someone asks you to stop taking photos and you say, okay, and you stop taking photos. You really don't want to get legality involved. It's too much of a hassle. You just leave. There's so many places to take photos. You can go somewhere else. So go out there and take photos. Just take photos. Just don't stop. Don't ever stop. I think that's my outro.
I wish I knew